I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Donald Trump is getting truly terrified about the Manhattan District Attorney's criminal investigation into him. We broke the news here on the MeidasTouch Network the past week. Michael Cohen broke it on our podcast, Political Beatdown, that he would be speaking with the Manhattan District Attorney to prepare for what is likely to be grand jury testimony. We also reported here on the MeidasTouch Network that Kellyanne Conway, one of Donald Trump's top campaign advisors and top administration advisors, she also spoke with the Manhattan District Attorney twice. That was really big news, and Donald Trump responding to both of those events, and one of them, which we broke exclusively on the MeidasTouch podcast, Donald Trump is now just continuing to post on his social media platform threats and attacks and just horrible statements at Alvin Bragg. This is what Donald Trump wrote on his social media platform. He goes, "Racist George Soros-backed DA Alvin Bragg is relying on the testimony of a convicted felon, disbarred lawyer with zero credibility who was turned down numerous times by me when he asked for pardons on crimes he committed having nothing to do with Trump. But the DA doesn't care about that, and he doesn't care about the violent and vicious crimes being committed in Manhattan, which are now at a record level. He only cares about, quote, getting Trump." Again, essentially everything here is utterly disgusting and false. First off, calling Alvin Bragg a racist is probably the ultimate in projection right there. Then in terms of, I believe he's referring here to Michael Cohen, who actually testified, unlike all of the other criminals in your orbit. Michael Cohen was targeted by your actually weaponized DOJ to cover up for your wrongdoings, for your criminal conduct. And finally, Alvin Bragg's now made the decision to criminally prosecute you. Michael Cohen was specifically targeted in order to cover up for you by Bill Barr and by your weaponized DOJ. And all your other people actually were the ones who asked for pardons, not Michael Cohen. It was all of the other criminals in your orbit did, like Mike Flynn and Steve Bannon, and could go on and on and on. Roger Stone, keep going on and on and on. Then you go, the crimes he committed having nothing to do with Trump. What are you talking about? The Stormy Daniels payment. I know you deny that you had a sexual affair. I don't want to call it that. You had 3 seconds of sex with Stormy Daniels. I think you deny that that takes place while Melania was pregnant. That's actually what took place, and Stormy Daniels has talked about it. We are aware of the hush money payments thanks to the fact that Michael Cohen has told the truth about the hush money payments. We know that you unlawfully classified those hush money payments as a legal reimbursement to Michael Cohen to try to cover up the hush money payments. We know Kellyanne Conway called Michael Cohen and thanked him for handling the situation with Stormy Daniels. That's why she was talking to Alvin Bragg. We know that there were multiple crimes committed there, and that Alvin Bragg is likely going to be indicting you very, very, very soon. So when you say that has nothing to do with you, or you're going to say like, oh, like the Trump organization, were they not just convicted of 17 felony counts by a jury in the state of New York? I mean, they were. And the jury came back within a few hours to criminally convict the Trump organization. And I believe a same result is going to happen here. By the way, Trump faces up to 4 years in prison just for the Stormy Daniels criminal conduct alone, if and when he is indicted. So I hope you enjoy Rikers Island, Donald Trump, for that. And then this is what Donald Trump's movie always goes, the vicious crime that's being committed. The Manhattan DA doesn't care about it. Yes, he does. The Manhattan District Attorney is focused on violent crimes and prosecuting violent crimes and treating these issues with the seriousness it deserves. But you want to know where violent crime is actually the highest? overwhelmingly the states that have the highest violent crime, the highest homicide rate, guess what? They're all Republican states. They're all red states. And then you want to go into specific counties. A lot of the counties with the highest crime, guess what? Are red counties. So if you want to actually reflect upon the data, the kind of performative, strong man, law and order, while actually turning a blind eye to the root causes of violent crime and homicide, is one of the leading contributing factors to why red states and why red counties and red cities have the highest violent crime, highest homicide rate. But then Donald Trump's not done there yet. He keeps on posting this about Alvin Bragg, like the malignant, narcissist, deranged individual he is. Post. I could show you so many posts like this. I'll just show you one other. Because within 4 hours of the other post, he then posts again, because this is all he's thinking about. Just think about that he posted the one I just read, and then 4 hours earlier, this is what he posted. Again, calling the Manhattan DA racist, calling Alvin Bragg racist. This is what Donald Trump says. The racist Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, who is presiding over one of the most dangerous and violent cities in the U.S. and doing nothing about it, that's in capitals, is being pushed relentlessly by the radical left Democrats, the fake news media, and the Department of Injustice to bring charges against me for the now ancient no affair story of Stormy Horseface Daniels, he puts that in quotes, where there is no crime and charges have never been brought on such a case before. In the meantime, Hunter and Joe Biden skate. Just think about the levels and layers of the deranged statement here. By the way, I also think statements are not just obstruction of justice, where he threatens prosecutors like he is to Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg. I also believe it's witness tampering, where he's going out there, going on his social media platform and calling Stormy Daniels horseface. I mean, I just want you to think too how demeaning and how disgusting that is. And I just want you to think of just the way generally how he treats women, how he treats people. I mean, it's just such a disgusting thing that he engages in this conduct, that he has the 3 seconds of sex with Stormy Daniels, that he then covers it up, then gives a hush money payment, and then goes around on a social media platform calling her horseface. And this is an individual who a political party, the Republican Party, has as their leading candidate. Just think about it. Could you imagine if President Obama had an affair with a porn star and then went on Twitter and started calling the porn star horseface over and over again, and then President Biden started posting QAnon memes? How do you think the world would react to that? How do you think the world, if President Biden started calling porn stars horseface, who he had sex with and had an affair? Like, I mean, it's horrific to even think through these hypotheticals. Like think about how deranged this is. And as I've always said here on the MeidasTouch Network, if Joe Biden, for all the great work I think he's doing, and like, do I disagree with Joe Biden on certain issues? Yeah, I disagree with President Biden on certain issues. But if President Biden tweeted out once, just one QAnon meme, just one, and it was actually him, he wasn't hacked, I would not support him anymore. Done. My support is absolutely over. Why? Because it speaks of a corrosive, degenerative, disgusting view. We can't have people running for the highest office in our land where their conduct would be disqualifying for any single other job within this country. Apparently, the only place where you can engage in this despicable conduct and get away with it, the only organization is the Republican Party. And it is absolutely and utterly despicable here as I read these statements. But the broader point here, which is very important and which should make us all feel good, frankly, is that Donald Trump is terrified. He's terrified that justice is coming. He knows very well that he's absolutely 100% going to be indicted by the Manhattan District Attorney. Criminal charges will be brought against Donald Trump before the summer. I can guarantee you that based on all of the data points that are publicly out there. Just look at the 5 witnesses who have already spoken with the grand jury. Look at the fact that Kellyanne Conway has already met with the district attorney twice. They're filling in the gaps right now. That's what's clear from all the publicly available information. It's good news. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 1 million subscribers thanks to your awesome support. So please hit the subscribe button now. In addition to subscribing here, wherever you get your audio podcast, check us out. Just search MeidasTouch Podcast and download it for free. And also check us out at patreon.com/MeidasTouch. patreon.com/MeidasTouch. You'll love the content we have there, but most importantly, it helps grow this independent media platform. Until next time, I'm Ben Meiselas.
Love this video? Then you'll love the MeidasTouch podcast. Listen as my brothers and I break down the latest news and chat with top political leaders on the fastest growing pro-democracy podcast in the world. New episodes drop every Tuesday and Friday. Add the MeidasTouch podcast right now wherever you listen to your podcasts.